People watch what you do and not what you say. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with passion, and I'm going to do it until I've done it well.
Ellen, it's great to see you again.
Likewise, Fernando.
Great, good to be with you. Now, Albermarle is going from strength to strength. With regards to ESG, what is the role of ESG in such circumstance, and in particular, with your role?
So Fernando, it's true that Albermarle is certainly going through significant growth, and ESG is really at the forefront of that growth. And let me tell you why. It's really because today sustainability is not an option, it's an obligation. And when you think about the lithium that we produce, there's many people who want to understand how it's produced. So everybody's got a cell phone, they have a computer, and some people have electric vehicles. And so the question from consumers always is, okay, I understand that green transportation is critical to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions, but what happens in the production of an electric vehicle? And so we understand, number one, that we need to do this in a very sustainable way. And we also understand that we have the obligation not only to operate in a sustainable way, but to show how we produce sustainable lithium. And really my role in this is twofold. Number one, as Global Vice President of Government and Community Affairs, is to really be the lead on our interaction with communities. It's really important that we have a positive impact on communities and that we share value with our communities where we operate. And then it's also through the country managers who report to me, really making sure that we're out there talking to our stakeholders and sharing our sustainable way of operating. And then secondly, in terms of lithium sustainability, I'm really working to ensure that our sustainability focus is not only focused on our impacts, but also ensuring that our customers' needs, such as the auto OEMs, that their needs are met as well.
Ellen, what would you consider the necessary skill for leaders to drive ESG in an organisation and drive a culture of ESG within the same?
I think there's really three critical skills, and number one is that leaders have to be passionate about ESG. So people watch what you do and not what you say. And so ESG a leader needs to show that they truly are passionate about it, which means getting involved in the details, being a part of the decision-making process, and not just checking the box, because that's immediately apparent. At number two, the entire team has to be involved. It's not going to work if you've got some leaders at the corporate level who are talking about it, but really the great ideas, the innovations, and a lot of the implementation has to happen at all levels of the organization. So the second point is really communicating the strategy well, and then ensuring that folks can get involved. What we found in Albermarle is that the innovations come a lot of times bottom up. And when you've got everybody focused on and passionate about sustainability, it works, and you can really drive significant improvements. And then I think finally, it's all about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and not because that's considered a sustainability criteria. It's because those changes that I mentioned will only happen if you've got a lot of different people, if you've got diversity of thought, diversity of experience, age diversity. You know, the young people coming in into our company and into other organizations are truly passionate about this, and they won't come to work for you either if they don't think you're operating in a sustainable way. So by getting that diverse mindset in a company, then it develops that richness, so that not only are we developing innovative ideas, we're developing the right ideas.
Albermarle is a global organisation, truly global, with substantial growth in Asia. Tell me, what are the issues around diversity when dealing with Asia versus the United States?
Yeah, so diversity it's an interesting question, because when you think about diversity, it's also diversity of representation. And so we are a global company, as you mentioned, and that's really our strength. And so in Albermarle, we've been looking at diversity as a strength of ours, but also looking at where we need to make improvements. And you know, we're committing to specific objectives, which will mean that not only in Asia, but really all over the world, we're going to need to recruit a more diverse workforce. We'll need to retain that more diverse workforce and give them opportunities to grow. But I think at the heart, really, of you know, working globally is really to have that common understanding of who we are. And Albermarle values are so important to us as a company. And there's a number that I think are somewhat surprising for a corporation, and one is curiosity. And so that's a value that anyone on our team, anywhere in the world, gets excited about. And the other is courage. And so going back to the diversity question, you know, courage is really important in our company. And so we encourage our employees to have courage. And if they see a situation where they feel like maybe they're not being treated in an equitable manner, or that we need to improve our diversity and inclusion, our values encourage them to have the courage to speak up. And so that's what's making us a company that operates well globally. You know, having that focus on diversity and having those core values that we all share that mean the same thing, whether you're in China, Japan, Australia, US, Chile, Jordan. So it's what holds us together.
Now, coming back to you personally, Alan, to what do you attribute your own success?
You know, I think I just really enjoy a job well done. And so if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with passion, and I'm going to do it until I've done it well. And it's all about bringing that same spirit to teams. And so I love to work with other people. I love to learn from other people. I love to listen to other people and create a team spirit. And so success to me is having really a highly functioning team that's happy with what they do, that they have fun, and that they're also achieving the things that they've set out to achieve. And if you've got that, that leads to, for me, a deep sense of satisfaction and happiness as well. And that's what I call success.
And finally, what type of legacy are you hoping to leave?
You know, I practice Kundalini Yoga, which is really important to me. I actually teach Kundalini Yoga as well. And it's all about getting to know yourself better. And you do that through breath work, through meditation, through mantras, and of course doing some yoga. And, you know, it's important. It's so hard to be yourself, I think. There's a lot of societal pressures to be something that somebody else wants or that your family wants. And the focus of Kundalini Yoga is really about discovering who you are and being that person. And I find that the closer I get to that, the better person I am. So it gives me the opportunity to be more generous and to be more helpful, to love more. And creating an environment everywhere I go where people feel accepted, where people feel like they can be themselves, and where they can really excel in the ways that they want to excel. And so when I think about a legacy, you know, my hope is that in the environments where I've been, that I've left a positive legacy, that people remember that I was a joyful person, that I was passionate about what I did, and that I was always looking to help others. And I know I'm not there yet. It's a work in progress, but and I really hope I have many more years to work on this, because I've set out a pretty aspirational legacy that I'd like to achieve. But that's really what I think about. It's not achieving things, it's more about my impact on others.
Thank you for joining me, Alan, in participating in our Game Changer series. It's been very interesting sharing with you, and I appreciate the conversation.
Fernando, we really appreciate the opportunity to talk about what we do. We truly believe we're a leader in ESG and sustainability, and so I thank you for giving us this opportunity.